Hey guys, Miss Motif 6 here. I thought that I would do a video on accommodations and accessibility here in our studio, just for those that wanted to know. What we did was we braille labeled all of our gear, since we cannot read the little bitty small print without high magnification and putting our face up against the keyboard, which you don't want to do during concerts. So each of the buttons have their own braille label. Braille is the reading and writing system for the blind. And it's not considered its own language because it uses the same grammar, alphabet, syntax, all that good stuff. So that's why it's called Braille code, compared to sign language, where they have American Sign Language, where it's its own language. Braille has, every language has their own code, just like sign language has their own sign language for each language. Like you have Japanese Sign Language, Japanese Braille, all that good stuff. So anyways, what we did, we braille labeled the buttons, and for some of the F buttons, SF buttons, I actually put down what they stand for the main menu they go into. And, for instance, we could go into, see if I can get this, we can go into a menu, but think about it, if you're not looking at the display, you hit one of the buttons, and it's going to do something, you might end up pulling up a nested menu or like a menu tree type thing. So what I did here is had my grandmother read all these. Poor thing, took a little while to do. And I actually put, let's say, this is F4, and it's switch the number 90. So this is actually an instruction on doing something, it's back on the other page, but anyways. We'll go down to the edit menu, and you have song plus edit equals top and end of song will play, all that good stuff. And it just keeps going into its own menu. Then I have like a list of what the F buttons and the SF buttons mean. And I have those here. And then if we want a sound list, like everybody can just go into category search and maybe say, well, I want to hear all the guitar sounds. Well, you can, for me, I hit the buttons and I listen to it and choose my sound like that instead of saying, well, that says Vintage 74 or that says Rhodes or whatever. If you want to do it real quick, or if you want to look through all those sounds on one category, or the whole keyboard, I have gone into the Motif CD, copied and pasted into Duxbury, which is a Braille translation software, and use a Braille embosser to Braille it out. And Braille's on both sides of the page, which is really, really nice. Otherwise it'd take even more space to have the sound list. So we have the numbers on this side, the sound name, and then we have like GT is guitar. So we have these are all guitar sounds. And then we have the kind of like a short form type thing. Yeah, so it gives, okay, yeah, it's saying guitar here. So just give you another description of it. And another thing that we use is a device called a slate and stylus. And I'm lucky enough to have one from Japan to show you guys too, which is really cool because it's orange. Gotta have the colors. America, we don't make any slate and stylus, they're different colors. So, anyway, this is American slate and stylus, a pretty small one. And if I wanted to just quickly take notes, put a piece of paper in there, take the stylus, and you braille reverse. So you write from right to left. When you're done, you flip it over. And you open it. And then the piece of paper you brailled on would be written correctly. Like, this is an index card slate, but anyways. Kind of a hard concept if you've never seen it before, but quick little description. This one's from Japan. This is a full slate, so you can just write one section, line up the pins, and move it down until you make a full page. I used this in college a lot. And the Japanese slate has micro cells, so it's a little bit smaller than our English cells. So the size that you see on here is as big as Braille gets, and you can't make it any smaller. So Braille tends to take up a bunch of room. But it is a very cool thing to be able to use. Alright, I'm going to move on to some audio equipment that we use. We have a nice pretty purple digital hearing aid by Phonak, which is my favorite company. It's also Bluetooth, which is the first hearing aid probably in the world that has Bluetooth on it. So it's relatively new. I think I've had it for maybe 2 years now. This is also another device that's Bluetooth by Phonak. Also has a nice braille label on it because my twin has the same thing. So, what I can do is connect this with a standard headphone jack on both ends of a cable and connect it straight into Motif. This will send Bluetooth to here. So I can actually have this, setting on Motif with a wire connected to it, and then there would be no wires from this device to my hearing aid. So I can turn my hearing aid up as loud as I want, or I can do all the editing on Motif to make the sound the way I want, where I can hear it the best. Another device that I use is a 10-channel equalizer, and this I started noticing that I can actually see where my hearing loss is at, I guess you could say. I normally would have the bass end turn up a little higher than your treble. I guess I hear the treble more than the bass. Mid-range would be probably, like it should be. These buttons actually fall into a middle thing, little groove. So I use that, which is really nice to have. My A90 down here also had braille labels. Some of them have worn off over the years. All that good stuff. And I'll walk you over to some of Danny's equipment. A little messy in here. The QX3. I've also got one of these. She did something clever by putting little cheat sheets. So instead of having papers or a little index card with little menus or whatever it is she does here, she just took the braille label material, brailled it, and put it on the machine. And then she also put numbers on here that you would need. This is the sequencer part of it, and we also have the braille label marker type things. There are different shapes, and you'd have to memorize what those mean to you. So they don't mean anything specific. You just, buy them. The arrow key would be run, kind of things like that. So, and then we have I think this is a DX9. D50 programmer, I think it is, and she brailled the heck out of that too. So all these knobs, she actually made a little 1-cell to 2-cell letters, and she can tell you what all those are. I don't know some of these because they're something simple like L2 and all that, which doesn't make any sense to me because I don't use it. We'll come over to the Sacred D50. She also has this brailled. And most of these buttons, after you use them for a while, it's kind of no point to have those brailled. Same concept of using a computer keyboard and having to look at the letters. After you get good enough at it, you know where everything is. Kind of no point to keep looking at the keys. So, we've got more labels. And then we have the Sacred Jupiter, which has no labels because it belongs to somebody else. We're babysitting it. Okay. I think that's it for our accommodation for right now. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer about anything I've talked about today. Everybody have a good day and play on.